morning, everyone. Woo! Good morning, everyone. My name is Jenny Jansen, and I'm an assistant curator at the National Aquarium. I'm also a research associate at the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History, and I'm also the president and co-founder of Minorities in Aquarium and Zoo Science. Oh. As a shark biologist who grew up wanting to be a shark lady like Eugenie Clark, who now leads a team of shark ladies and one man, I am truly honored to be your MC today. And I left my Kleenex at my chair. Now we have a wonderful program for you as we dedicate the Postal Service's new forever stamp honoring the original shark lady, Dr. Eugenie Clark. To get us started, the United States Coast Guard Ceremonial Honor Guard will present the colors, followed by the national anthem performed by a truly remarkable performer, Chantel Norman. If you've not done so already, we please ask that you silence your phones. Now please rise. Yes, I'm coming down.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rock loud, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Thank you, Chantel. So powerful. And thank you to the United States Coast Guard Ceremonial Honor Guard. So our first speaker this morning is Sandy Stewart. She is the Vice Chair of Mote's Board of Trustees. Please give a warm welcome to Sandy Stewart.
I'm going to bring this closer because I don't have the voice that Chantel does. Wish I did. Anyway, again, I'm Sandy Stewart, and I'm very proud to be the Vice Chair of Mote Marine's Board of Trustees. On behalf of Dr. Michael Crosby, our visionary CEO, our extraordinary scientists, educators, aquarium biologists, our superb staff, and get this, over 1,500 incredible volunteers that make our aquarium and moat run. And I want to welcome you to our aquarium, which is the face of Mote Marine, because there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. I also want to thank the United States Postal Service for all they have done to make this occasion possible. It is an extremely prestigious honor, and we are so pleased that Dr. Eugenie Clark is being recognized for her remarkable life and career. From a one-room shack at Cape Haze, where Jeannie, Mote's founding director, by the way, focused on her famous shark research, Mote has grown into a world-class, world-renowned marine research enterprise. We have over 24 marine research programs and projects underway, including, but not limited to, the study of sharks, the mitigation of red tide, protection of sea life, including our manatees and turtles, restoring our vital coral reefs, and the list goes on and on. In addition, we've begun to construct the new science education aquarium called Mote Sea, S-E-A. It'll be located at the Nathan Benderson Park and will open sometime in 2024. And City Island, where you are today, including our aquarium, right here will become Mote's International Marine Science, Technology, and Innovation Park. Whoa, that's a mouthful. We will continue to provide global leadership in addressing the ocean's grand challenges. How very proud Eugenie Clark would be, not only of the cutting-edge research that's being done today, but also for our commitment to STEM education and our efforts to attract women and minorities to the field of marine science and technology. That was very dear to her. We, like Dr. Clark, have a passion for our oceans. The challenges are daunting, but challenges never stop Eugenie Clark, and they won't stop us. Following this ceremony, we invite you to see the fruits of Eugenie's labor and to explore her world and the influence displayed throughout our aquarium. Please take time to see some of our exhibits. You'll really enjoy them. So thank you again for joining us. This is a wonderful occasion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandy. We're fortunate to have several special guests of honor in the audience, and I'd like to acknowledge them at this time. If you could please stand as I call your name. Stamp photographer, David Duboulay. Son of Eugenie Clark, Tac Constantino. Author and interdisciplinary marine conservation biologist, Dr. David Schiffman. renowned shark researcher, colleague of Dr. Eugenie Clark, Dr. Jose Castro. And Joseph Kelly of the Citizen Stamp Advisory Committee, also known as CSAC. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. We appreciate all of your support. And if any of you are sharing today's events on social media, we hope you'll use our hashtag Eugenie Clark Stamp. This will help us raise awareness about the stamp. And now I'm pleased to welcome today's dedicating official from the U.S. Postal Service. Angela Curtis comes to us from Washington, D.C., where she is the Vice President of Delivery Operations at Postal Service Headquarters. As you can imagine, it's a big job. Every day we see what a fantastic job the postal employees are doing for the country. Their service during the pandemic has been exceptional as Americans have relied on these services of these essential workers for the delivery of our paychecks, medicines, COVID-19 kits, the test kits, and all sorts of other supplies to keep the country going. Please welcome Angela Curtis to the podium.
Well, good morning. Truly humbled to be here today. Thank you, Jenny, for that kind introduction. I'm thrilled to be here at Mote, proud to be delivering for America, and proud of the work that this fine institution represents. It's wonderful to see so many people turn out for this event, so I want to thank you for being here. One of the goals of the U.S. Postal Service's stamp program is to honor and celebrate the people that represent the best in this nation. And Eugenie Clark, Dr. Clark, affectionately known as the Shark Lady, certainly deserves this recognition. She was a brilliant scientist, and her pioneering work added to our understanding of marine environment and sharks. Born in 1922, 100 years ago, Dr. Clark was first introduced to aquatic life when she visited the New York Aquarium at the age of 9. She went back to the aquarium over and over again, totally transfixed with this underwater world. And she knew even then that marine biology would be her life's work. At that time, there were virtually no women in the field, but that did not deter her. She went on to earn a bachelor's degree in zoology from Hunter College and a master's and PhD in biology from New York University. Dr. Clark went on hundreds of expeditions throughout her career all around the world, including more than 70 trips in high-tech submersibles, sometimes more than 12,000, yes, that does say 12,000 feet beneath the ocean's surface. In 1955, she founded the institute where we gather today, the Mote Marine Laboratory. Back then, it was called the Cape Haze Marine Laboratory and was located in Placida, Florida. It was where Dr. Clark conducted her groundbreaking experiments that helped dispel myths about sharks as vicious, fearsome creatures. She demonstrated sharks are much more sophisticated than people believed, and not just the mindless feeding creatures that were sometimes portrayed in the media. In one of her most famous studies, she trained sharks in her lab to press a special target to receive food, and then choose between targets of different shapes and colors. She also discovered some shark species, such as the sleeping sharks in Mexico, do not need to swim continuously to be able to breathe, which proved to be another advance in our understanding of shark biology and behavior. And as she noted, quote, "Sharks are among the most perfectly constructed creatures in nature. Some forms have survived 200 million years. She wrote several books, including the best-selling Lady with a Spear and The Lady and the Sharks, which captured the imaginations of readers all over the world. She also published over 175 academic and popular scientific articles and narrated numerous documentaries. For her many contributions to marine science and her success in changing some perceptions about sharks, Dr. Clark was honored more than once. She received the prestigious Franklin L. Burr Award from the National Geographic Society, as well as the Explorers Club Medal and the Medal of Excellence from the American Society of Oceanographers. Congress also recognized her work, and in 2018, a new species of dogfish shark was named Squalus clarkae in Dr. Clark's honor. And today, Dr. Clark receives her latest honor, the Eugenie Clark Forever Stamp, which is available now at USPS.com and at post offices all over the country. At this time, I invite our other participants to join me on stage to officially dedicate the Eugenie Clark Forever Stamp.
Good? Great. Thank you. I was so nervous. What bike? I know.
Whew. Thank you, Angela. What an awesome stamp. Our next speaker is Dr. Michael Crosby, the president and CEO here at Mote Marine Laboratory Aquarium. Dr. Crosby knew Jeannie very well and was fortunate to work with her for many years. It's a definite honor to present Dr. Michael Crosby.
Morning, everyone. We've come together today because, as you've heard, in the early 1930s, a little girl walked into the old New York aquarium for the very first time, into an aquarium, and she looked into the tanks with fish, and she wanted to learn more about the sea. And that little girl grew up to become a very inquisitive young Japanese-American woman who pursued advanced marine science degrees in a field in which she didn't look like anybody else that was already there. That little girl, as you know, was Eugenie Clark. She lived a tremendous life, carried out a distinguished career spanning almost 75 years. The stamp that is issued today celebrates the life of Dr. Eugenie Clark, whose passion for marine science is second to none. Jeannie challenged the status quo and always made positive change. She influenced many who followed her and learned from her. Jeannie was truly gifted in building deep and caring relationships with those she met along her life, her career, and her travels. I had the very good fortune over the course of my career to to have Dr. Clark as a mentor, a colleague, and a very good friend with whom my wife and I would enjoy an occasional martini, or maybe more than an occasional martini, in her condo. But when I was a graduate student, I first crossed paths with her when she was teaching at the University of Maryland, and I saw how all of the students would always be gathered around her office. They were fascinated by her. To many of us, Dr. Clark was affectionately known as Jeannie, or the Shark Lady. She made marine science accessible to everyone, and she shared her knowledge very generously. Jeannie's natural ability to translate science to the public set a stellar example for Mote's education and outreach programs today. And it really is the inspiration of our new Mote Science Education Aquarium, or Mote Sea. Dr. Clark's company and exuberance were appreciated and sought after by all of her friends. It's indeed fitting that we have come together today on what would have been Jeannie's 100th birthday to celebrate this new stamp in honor of her life and her impact. Give it up for Dr. Eugenie Clark. On her 92nd birthday, and unfortunately the final birthday she had before her death, Jeannie and I, along with several of her friends and colleagues, celebrated that day, her 92nd birthday, diving together at sites that she and I conducted research a generation apart in the Gulf of Aqaba. And I will tell you, that evening after the dive, Jeannie got up and started belly dancing. And I have the photos to prove it, so if anybody would like to see them. Her life was indeed an exciting story. Jeannie's desire was that her ashes be taken out into the Gulf of Mexico aboard the Mote research vessel named in her honor, the RV Eugenie Clark, and that her ashes then be placed in the sea at the same location where Mr. Mote's ashes were spread many years earlier. It was a privilege for me to be invited by the family to join in that ceremony. Jeannie Clark was truly a remarkable person, and her passion for marine science will always be at the heart of what makes Mote Marine Laboratory beat. With the support and partnership of her community, she had the freedom to pursue her fascination with science and the oceans. 67 years ago, Jeannie gave birth to what became the most amazing independent marine research institution any place in the world, a place where next generations of scientists follow in the wave of her legacy. Her relentless energy and passion for the people and the science that she cares about will always remain in our hearts here at Mote as time goes on. Jeannie's generous spirit, smile, and sense of humor was truly a gift to all. She was a humble trailblazer in marine science, an entrepreneur, a selfless teacher, and herself a lifelong learner. Her leadership and her legacy sparked a tradition of world-class marine research and science education. Her passion for science and her freedom to pursue that science here at Mote will continue to inspire us all. Jeannie was the original foundation of the Mote family, and we will miss her greatly, but her lasting legacy will continue forever here at Mote. Thank you all, and thank you, Jeannie.
Thank you so much, Dr. Crosby. And now I am delighted to present you the members of Jeannie's family. Her daughter, Aya Constantino, her son, Tack Constantino, and her grandson, Eli Weiss. Please welcome Jeannie's family.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you for coming, sharing this big event with us. I'm Aya Constantino, one of Eugenie Clark's daughter. My brother Tack, my son Eli.
Just gonna adjust this down for you.
That's all right. And we have Eli's family, Stephanie and Archer, my husband John, and our friend Zen. And it's wonderful to have David Dubélé here, the photographer on the early flight, all the early trips that we made. We'd also like to thank the United States Postal Service for honoring our mother on her 100th birthday here today with a beautiful forever stamp. It's a wonderful picture of Mom and a lemon shark. And Angie told some of the story, but the lemon shark is really the reason she became known as the Shark Lady. She did this pioneering research in the early 60s at the south end of Siesta Key, proving that they had intelligence, they could reason, vertical, horizontal stripes, or round, square targets, ring a bell, and get a treat. And one of the interesting things that Mom noticed is that the sharks would go and ring the bell, and they would get the treat, and they would throw the bait out in the middle of the tank. And it turns out the lady sharks would wait out there, and the male sharks would ring the bell. So she got a kick out of that. She was friends with the Emperor of Japan, who was also an ichthyologist, and they did some work together in the early 60s over in Miami looking for a little goby fish. So as their relationship went on, he invited her to Tokyo to visit. And she's thinking, what do you bring the Emperor of Japan? He has everything. So she says, I'll bring a trained lemon shark. So she wraps up a lemon shark in a hat bag, puts it on an airplane, and hops it over to Tokyo. On the way, they stop in Honolulu at Waikiki Beach. And I want to get it right. The Waikiki Aquarium let him stretch his fins and have a little swim in the aquarium. They packed up, they went into Tokyo with a shark, which was actually a gift for the emperor, and this huge semi-truck shows up, and she's got a 3-foot lemon shark swimming all around. And this was a surprise gift for the Emperor of Japan. This is just an example of my mother's fun-loving, creative mind. She was so amazing, and as children, we just grew up thinking she was Mom. We didn't realize what a celebrity she was, but she sure exposed us to a lot of different things. So those are my comments. My son has a few things to say about Mom.
That was awesome, Mom. Good job. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stamp dedication for Dr. Eugenie Clark. My name is Eli Weiss, and I'm her only grandchild. She was known as the Shark Lady, but in my house, I'm known as Daddy Shark. And say hello to Baby Shark and Mommy Shark. You know her as Dr. Clark, but to me, she was just Grandma Jeannie. Grandma Jeannie was not your typical grandma. She was a force to be reckoned with and taught me so much. I'm so fortunate to have had so many incredible experiences thanks to her, like diving with whale sharks in Mexico when I was 5 years old. I was so excited that day, I never took off my mask or put down my camera. I got some pretty incredible shots that day too. I even got to help her with research on Pholodictes in Papua New Guinea. I do admit that at the time I did not appreciate these opportunities that I had, but I would complain about missing my BMX bike races and that sort of thing and my friends. To my grandma's credit, she was always so understanding, and she would just laugh it off. She made the research trips fun. I would be her little helper and she would give me tasks like running dye into the Pholodictes tunnels to map out where their underwater homes were. She would show me some of the wonders of the ocean and teach me names and anatomy of all the fish that I spotted. By the end of the trip, I would be begging to stay longer. My grandma always accepted and loved me for who I was. a typical hyper kid. One time, I was forced to attend a formal event in her honor. I showed up in nothing but a shirt and a regular tie strapped onto my regular t-shirt. She loved it and she took pictures with me during the whole event, and she had those pictures on her wall forever. She gave me a sense of humor, and she was never above pulling a prank on me. One time, I brought my now wife to meet her, and Grandma Jeannie asked her to bring her a certain bone from her collection. She asked her to identify it. She was all serious about it. Then she explained that it was a baculum, and go on a long-winded explanation before finally giggling, saying it was a whale penis bone. As supportive as she was to me, I knew she was just as supportive to her friends, her colleagues, her students, and the whole scientific community. My grandma was a powerhouse and a trailblazer for women and for the AAPI community. I have so much respect and pride in all of her accomplishments. She was amazing at sharing the mysteries of the ocean and getting people to appreciate its beauty. I love and miss her very much. On behalf of my family, we are so honored and appreciative to have a stamp in her memory. I can't think of a better representation of her life's work than this stamp here. Thank you so much for having us today, and enjoy your evening.
Hi, I'm Tack, Jeannie's son. I just want to say how honored we are and to thank the United States Postal Service for doing this beautiful stamp in Mom's memory. And she was one of the most curious people I've ever known. She was a very dedicated student and teacher. And she loved what she did. I also want to thank Jenny and Chantal, that was beautiful, Angela, Sandy and Michael for all their kind words. And one of Mom's quotes and advice to people was, follow your heart and take as much math as you can.
Thank you, Aya, Tack, and Eli. So wonderful to hear directly from her family, so thank you. And this brings today's ceremony to a close, but we do have some thank yous and some announcements before we go. I'd like to thank all of our guests and participants today for making this a special experience. First, Angela Curtis and the U.S. Postal Service for choosing to honor Dr. Eugenie Clark with this fabulous new stamp. Dr. Crosby, Sandy Stewart, and everyone here at Mote for hosting our event and making us all feel so welcome. And of course, Jeannie's family, represented by Aya and Eli and Tack, as well as the stamp photographer, David Duvalier. We also owe a big thank you to Chantel Norman and the Coast Guard's Ceremonial Honor Guard. Sorry, applause again. Some of our participants will be available to autograph your programs and other souvenirs in just a few minutes. And remember, you can buy the Jeannie Clark stamp at the Postal Service's retail booth, which I believe is that direction. We hope that you will take the opportunity to visit as much of Mote as you can while you are here. As a fellow aquarium and research professional, I know you're going to love it. Thank you again and enjoy your day.